Hi Aquarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of the 24th to the 30th of January 2022. Thank you so much for joining me, and I want to remind you, as always, this is a general weekly read, so don't stress over what doesn't resonate, just take what does, as I reverse how I usually say that. Anyways, stick with me till the very end. Don't forget to get an answer to your very own yes or no question, but the overall message for you for the week chosen by Spirit is or was, this will make me very successful. Did not mean to add very. This will make me successful. All right. And the song chosen on shuffle to speak upon your week, Applause by Lady Gaga. Applause. And that'll be down below in the description box for you to utilize. Let's aim on down and pull some cards. All right, let's begin by pulling the initial messages or message from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And do one more. I just heard, excuse me, do it twice. Do it over again if you're not content or feeling that it's up to your standards, as the lighting got a bit odd. All right. For my beautiful Aquarians for this upcoming week, the 24th to the 30th of January. All right. We're going with just that one, and I feel like there's another one or two. Okay. We also have trust. There's a divine plan at the bottom of the deck. You're going to need to trust that there is a divine plan set in place for you individually when it comes to moving towards your individual success. But we have answering the call, the time is now, as well as ascending the mountain. Keep going forward, okay? So a push to answer your own individual call when it comes to what your destiny entails. And I feel like if you don't have a clear idea as to what that is, it's a week where you get closer to that destiny, the understanding of which, once again, or you just are reminded you're on the right path to achieving that destiny, to making the best out of it, you know, utilizing your skill sets and what you have within, what you've learned over time to be successful, right? And ascending towards new heights, new levels of success, and being reminded that what you're doing throughout this week or beginning, or both, is going to lead you towards more success than you've experienced up until this point, to keep going forward. All right? Bear with me as I put them in the right order, in the right place. And the third one, narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully, okay? Narrow pathway, it might feel like your path is getting a bit narrow, whether it's just becoming more clear and therefore it feels less broad, right? It feels more exact, it feels more purposeful. You might feel as if you're also, your path moving forward, especially this week, doesn't leave a lot of room for bullshit, excuse my language, that's how it's coming through, or enough room for people, a lot of other extra excess in the form of energy. Very, very interesting. You might have a lot of spiritual energy taking up space as well, but it just feels like you are becoming more in touch with your individual path this week, period. All right, let's continue and pull the main part of the reading from the Light Seers deck. For my lovely Aquarians to continue this weekly read, we have two to begin. The King of Swords and the Moon. As emotions become more relevant this week and even become a source of income, interesting, or a source of inspiration being put to use in order to see things work out for you individually, while for a lot of you helping other people, you might find that after a moment of emotion or a moment of overworking oneself, you feel very balanced. It's odd, it's confusing, but it feels purposeful. It's like you're healing through those emotions coming back to be, or through that work, or both. But with the King of Swords being pushed to trust in what you know and what you've developed over time, to push oneself to new heights when it comes to your knowledge. all right, to allow for your feistiness to work in your favor as well. The energies you pick up on this week for those empathic Aquarians are going to feel quite intense, period. Trust in it. There's something about feathers this week as well. I just heard look up the spiritual meaning of a bat. A bat, okay? The animal. You're going to find yourself soaring to new heights, or at least beginning to this week. You're going to find that what you've been working towards will make you so damn successful. And it's like, it's up until this point that you've had to go through these trial and error, you know? Perfecting things. This didn't work. Okay, this works. And pairing what works together, you know? Almost sorting through your memories and your skill sets that you hadn't been using up until this point to make something work. I heard in your favor and other people's favors. You'll see things just change dramatically as well. And we have the Queen of Swords, so you truly are through your emotions, through the work that you feel you're drowning in at times. Even that lack of balance, you find yourself being pushed to balance out your masculine and your feminine side, but it just feels like this passion, this feistiness, this defensiveness at times, all is pouring out and translating into a level of success that is just beautiful. As I'm drawn to this little bird here, people may see you as far away, but yet you feel so close. That'll make sense as the week trickles on. It just feels like you know what you're doing, or you're getting more in touch with that, okay? Feeling as if some of you at times feel inclined to pose, feel inclined to be on stage throughout this week, feel the need to just trust your divine plan and be a little bit showy in the midst of it all. It's like your hard work up until this point is now paying off, and you're seeing the evidence of just that as people seem quite impressed. Or there's going to be reminders throughout the week, more than once is what I'm hearing, to keep things somewhat on the down low, while balancing that out with wanting to be on stage, or just, even if you don't usually feel that way, and wanting to sort of eat up the praise, the compliments, the impressive behavior coming towards you. It just feels like that know-it-all kind of way of being that you deserve at this point in your path, in your story. Balance that out with keeping certain developments, realizations, even other small successes that to yourself, okay? Don't allow yourself to feel like everyone needs to know what you're going through or the next steps along your path. Between you and spirit, between you and your guides, or just within oneself. Let's let it stay there for at least the time being until things progress a little bit more. With the Three of Cups, there's going to be so many reasons to celebrate this week. You're going to find a handful of people, no less, a handful of people wanting to help you, okay? You need to decipher who is meant to help you moving forward and whose help is going to weigh you down or lead you astray in the wrong direction, okay? Let your flag fly as people feel inspired to be more like you, or to be more like their unique self. As you feel like a true inspiration this week, and you realize what you've been working towards will be so damn successful once again, or what you're beginning or adding on to what you've been working towards will make you very successful. Again, that very, when I mentioned the message overall in the beginning, accidentally added in, was purposeful by spirit. With the High Priestess, you're going to be reminded that this change, this development, what you've been working towards, very spiritually guided, very spiritually connected. You're going to receive downloads this week, messages from Spirit in the universe in regards to the progression of which, okay, how things are going to lead you in the direction of success. 1720, 1720, look up that angel meaning number. There's a message for you, all right? The Hierophant. I'm being pushed to remind you, or just inform you in general, that I have Aquarius in my chart when it comes to my life purpose. And we should all know at this point, and if you don't, it's okay, that your North Node speaks upon your life purpose, your future. And that's where Aquarius lies for me. So I get you. I understand you on a very soul purpose kind of level, all right? The meaning to you will be very apparent, and not just to you. It will feel like the meaning of you as a soul is different in the eyes of every individual that views you or sees your work or is inspired by you. But the most important is how you view you. Okay? With the Hierophant, it's a week of changes. It's a week of development. It's a week of going with the flow. And you're going to find that certain changes make you quite ecstatic. As I'm pushed to chuckle a little bit, smile. You're going to find this level of peace come over you. As you make one specific adjustment that feels so effortless. And it's like, well, damn, why didn't I do this before? And you'll be stopped in that thought process by spirit because it wasn't meant to be implemented before. Now is the time. The nerves will start to dissipate as you move forward, as you see things fall into place and you see your life path, purpose become more apparent and a lot easier to walk about. Wow, Aquarius, just wow. This is a life-changing week for you, to say the least. But with the Knight of Wands, to push oneself to keep bouncing along is what they're pushing me to say. Keep bouncing along. You might even bounce when you walk, or just kind of have this hop or this way about you, you know? If you're listening to music or you're just kind of doing your own thing, to go to the beat of your own Aquarian drum, do your thing, you know, and all the meanwhile utilizing your skill sets, your knowledge to be the best version of yourself. Even if you're not fully in touch with who that is at this point, you'll get there. I'm hearing on your own timeline. With the wheel touching upon the moon card, it talks about how even in the most emotional times along your path, or even during the emotional times throughout this week, things are moving for you. Your gambles, your risks that you've taken recently, or you're preparing to take, are paying off or will soon enough, okay? You're being reminded that your wheel's moving quicker than some people who have played it safe, all right? To keep doing your thing and proving people wrong, or even better, proving people right. It feels like less likely for that second part. But with the Two of Pentacles, allowing yourself to see things overlap. As I'm drawn back to the wheel, there's a part of the imagery where things are overlapping a bit. Okay, start to see chapters of your life overlap as you review a little bit. Start to see parts of your work overlapping. Starting to see, like, say, for example, I do these readings for the week. You'll start to see, like, I see some of them overlap and intersect and relate. You're going to see stuff like that start to overlap, and it's not just your work. It's even conversations, seeing things start to blend together to a certain extent while others stand out. Very interesting. This is all purposeful on Spirit's side. I'm hearing more so the universe. With the Two of Pentacles, it's a week where you got to balance things out. Even if things don't feel perfect, they'll get there, all right? But even just trying to let go of that idea of perfection, and I feel like you have for the most part, but other people might not have done just that. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to balance things out as you feel the need to dance this week, to go with the groove, the beat, the flow of things. And that is the best approach for you individually. And with the Six of Cups, you're just pushed to think back from time to time throughout the week as you take a turn in the right direction along your path towards a divine plan, towards a level of success, towards the new, while meshing that beautifully with the old, all right, with what has been working up until this point and discarding what hasn't, all right? Let's pull a Find Your Happy card or two, and if you haven't thought of your yes or no question, take this moment to do so. For Aquarius, I have enough time, energy, and money for what I care most about is at the bottom of the deck. Instead of focusing on the anger, I focus on healing the pain. Interesting. For some of you, this is more so for somebody else in your situation, in your midst. You're an example of this at times. And then we have everything isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. And last but not least, the universe has a greater plan than mine. And let's answer your question. Let me just hold this still for you. As it speeds up, you can see the answer for your question is yes. I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. To book a personal reading, you'll see the options down below. Just shoot me an email, and I'll definitely get that started for you. Hoping you have the most amazing week. It's a life-changing one, to say the least. Sending you so much love and light, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Aquarius.